talk about some assistive technologies for persons with dysgraphia. Dysgraphia isn't just a bad handwriting. Dysgraphia is more than a bad handwriting. Did someone of you met a student with dysgraphia? And how dysgraphia it manifests on
Change
the letters.
And it was a few years ago.
It's okay. It's okay. I will talk about those problems. What is dysgraphia? Dysgraphia is a learning disability that affects writing. It requires a complex set of motor and information processing skills. Makes the act of writing difficult, can lead to problems with spelling, poor handwriting, and putting thoughts on the paper. People with dysgraphia can have trouble organizing letters, numbers, and words on a line or a page. This is an example. The student have the task to write the spelling word the teacher says, but he can't accord the letters that he hear to put them on the paper. Dysgraphia can result partly from visual spatial difficulties, trouble processing what the eye sees, and language processing difficulty, trouble processing and making sense of what the ear hears. This is a mind map that shows the particular domains when a student with dysgraphia can have problem with. They can have problem in concentrations. They can have problem at fine motor. Yeah, they have handwriting issues. They need in organization to have checklists, keyword vocabulary. They need visual support, story map, mind map, needs more time for reading. They need assistive technology and methods of recording, speech to text. And now I will talk about assistive technology for persons with dysgraphia. The use of technology to enhance writing is an effective approach for many children. Individuals with dysgraphia often experience greater success when they are allowed to use their abilities, their strengths, to work around their disabilities, challenges. Assistive technology is defined as any device, piece of equipment, or a system that helps bypass, work around, or compensate for an individual's specific learning deficit. Assistive technologies doesn't cure or eliminate learning difficulties. Assistive technology just can help persons to reach their potentials because it allows them to capitalize on their strengths and overcome areas of difficulty. Assistive technologies can increase a child's self-reliance and a sense of independence. Kids who struggle in school are often overly dependent on parents, siblings, or friends and teachers for help with assignments. Using assistive technologies, kids can experience success with working independently. Dysgraphia is a lifelong challenge. Uh, Dysgraphia, uh, how the way it manifests may change over the time, but it's not. It doesn't cure. Sorry. A student with this disorder can benefit from specific accommodation in the learning environment. And now I will talk about some application or games which help kids or students to um, overcome the dysgraphia. Little Writer is an application available for iOS. I think it's a constructive application which helps children with dysgraphia to write letters or words that they can't write with a pen, because are many persons which who after many therapy sessions they can't use the pen, and they need a tablet or assistive technology for uh, for rewriting. Yes, I will show a video about this application. Sorry.
Well, you wrote the letter. You did it. You wrote the letter D. Well done. You wrote the letter N.
It's also for the numbers.
Well done. You wrote the number 6. Great job. You wrote the word frog. Super. You drew a smiley.
And Crayon Maze, it's an app for Android, and it's also with letters, and it's also a labyrinth. This is a testimony of a mother who searched a long time for assistive technology for his son, and finally she found easier for him to get his thoughts out when he can type them into a computer rather than write them on paper. She wanted to uh, make sure that his son had strong keyboarding skills, and so over time, he could begin to think less about the act of typing and more about getting his thoughts out when his head and onto the screen. They have tried other keyboarding programs before, but um, uh, they have been so busy, and they found a keyboard classroom.
Hi, and thanks for visiting us. Keyboard Classroom is the first Learn-to-Type program ever developed by educators, specifically to meet the needs of the learning disabled. We believe that by teaching kids with ADD, dyslexia, dysgraphia, or Asperger's how to touch type, it eliminates a critical barrier. Typing becomes effortless, and they can focus on what's really important, learning. And in today's computer age, it's a skill we'll use for the rest of their lives. Keyboard Classroom uses a fluency approach to teach typing skills, an approach that has been tested by learning disabled children for more than 20 years. I'll explain more in just a moment, but each fluency addresses a different approach to building the fine muscle movements and coordination that a skilled typist needs. The fluencies are sliced into gradually harder skill levels, and by scientifically setting passing criteria, the program guarantees that a child with a learning disability has learned one skill before going on to something more complex. There's a menu of different exercises to choose from, and our unique finger guides can cut the time needed to learn by nearly 2/3. The finger guides attach by simple Velcro tabs and assure that a student's fingers will not wander around the keyboard. By centering the guides between the ring and middle fingers on each hand, the student can follow the visual graphics on the screen that show what finger should be used on each key. As I said earlier, we use a timed fluency approach, geared to the specific needs and attention spans of a learning disabled child. Each fluency is based on a 1-minute time limit. They must master each letter or word combination 6 times before advancing to a more difficult exercise. The letter combinations were put together based on the specific skills needed to systematically learn how to type. Keyboard Classroom works because 1-minute fluency exercises build muscle memory faster and cater to the limited attention spans of some students with learning disabilities. It works at a systematic pace. Students cannot go on to the next level of difficulty without mastering an easier level. And the program stresses returning fingers to the home position, the key to touch typing proficiency. Our research shows that 90% of learning disabled children are positively stimulated by the awarding of points. So as they pass a particular exercise, Keyboard Classroom students earn tokens, redeemable to play games that have been built into the system. They also earn a ranking from cadet all the way to general, another incentive and motivator. There are 5 fluencies built into the Keyboard Classroom Learn to Type system. Most students begin with Keyboard Finger Trainer, which builds on a skill most learners already possess, knowing their ABCs. Typing words introduces key stretch combinations in 4-letter words. Home stretch uses 3-letter combinations to practice specific finger stretches with the fingers returning to the home keys. The next 2 fluencies will activate once the student achieves a predetermined ranking in the first 3. Typing sentences combines all of the skills learned earlier, and capital stretch forces the efficient use of the capital key when capital letters are required. Simple instructions are provided at the top of each fluency screen, and students can choose to practice or participate in a timed exercise. Keyboard Classroom has been tested by learning disabled students for more than 2 decades. It really works. The average student with a learning disability can become a proficient typist within 6 months, practicing just 15 minutes a day. We guarantee it. So order Keyboard Classroom for your learning disabled student today.
And Evernote is an easy-to-use free app that helps people remember everything across all of the devices they use. It's also good for us, not only for the people with dysgraphia or learning disabilities. I have a video.
I'm here with Adam Nino, who you may know from his recent blog post about his experience with dysgraphia. So, Adam, you recently posted some of the most helpful apps for people with dysgraphia. Have you checked out any of these apps?
Yes, actually, I checked out Evernote. It's a note-taking software that allows you to organize notes in the fashion of a notebook and add extra things to it.
Okay. Can you show us some of the features that are helpful for you?
Sure. So, right here, this is Evernote. You can tell by the big elephant. So, in the app, you can tag places and create notes. Let's create a note. Go here. And to edit the note, just tap here. So then we will just type. Or alternatively, you can use the dictation software. Evernote is really helpful, and you should get it. Or if you'd like to make a recording, just tap right here. This is a really awesome app. Seriously, get it. Or if you'd like to take a picture in class, pick up some notes. Right there, and
Thank you, Adam, for joining us today and sharing your experience with Evernote. And thank you for watching. You can visit ld.org for more information on dysgraphia and other learning disabilities, as well as apps and assistive technology.
Have you used Evernote? Can you speak a little about how is useful for you?
Yeah, I think the main aspect was not even in the video, because sharing your notes with other guys, and for example, if you write on a thesis and you do some research, you can share your research with other people and they can add their researches, and that would be the main thing about Evernote. For me personally, I don't think this video showed something special because I could do it without any app on any tablet. Don't need Evernote for that. Hi.
Okay, thank you. And Labyrinth Light is a game available on Android and iTunes. Um, it's a game that helps people with dysgraphia with to have a better coordination. They can uh, coordinate a hand, have coordination a hand, um, and help them to achieve motor skills, to practice to practice uh, their motor skills. I have a video too. It's only how it plays.
Andrea, do you still have this app on your tablet? Maybe there are some volunteers who would like to try.
I have on my tablet this game, Labyrinth Light, uh, and Evernote, because the others are not for Android. I'm sorry, but doesn't work. And I have a testimony from my teacher. She says that she enjoys using technologies in teaching, and she thinks that there are many advantages of using technologies in education. The students enjoy solving different tasks on a mobile device instead of using pen and paper method. The apps she used are interactive. They offer immediate feedback to the student, and the results can be sent to the parents or to different specialists. It is very easy to monitor the students' progress and to keep records of students' work using an app. Sometimes when she used the tablet as a reward for a student who solved a difficult task, she gave the tablet to the student, and he thinks he play a game, but he actually learns new concepts, or he practice a new skill. She said that technology is the future, and we have to prepare the students for the future. Here is her name, Dorina Talash, PhD, and support teacher in inclusive education. Thank you. And I'm sorry for the mistakes.
So, can I add something to your presentation?
Yes.
So, Andrea was talking about Dorina, our colleague. She spent a long time in the US working with learning children with learning disabilities, and you can see by the recommendations that this approach is little bit coming from the US. Because, for example, in Romania, I don't think it's yet acceptable for students not to know to write with a pen. So I think the challenge, the issue is to try to integrate these softwares, these technologies in our system, because our system is quite conservative at the moment, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yes.
So sometimes the collision between conservatorism and these types of things that come from very Westerners civilizations is quite big.
And we don't have applications in Romanian language. That is the big problem.
Usually you can consider, just as my colleague said, that the tablet is a reward for the child, it's something unusual that he gets. He did something and then you reward the child with a tablet. It's not yet integrated in the way we teach students.
Right, thank you for your presentation. I think the topic is quite interesting. What I'm saying, but maybe I'm too critical about it. I don't think the apps will help. Actually, it's my personal opinion because I tried some of them. I don't know if you did. For example, the writing thing. It's just, as you could see, it just gives you to write the D. It says you have to write it this and then this. But what if the kid wants to do this? Is it bad? Is it wrong? I don't think so, but it will fail the game because you just have to do it like this because how the app tells you. And that I don't understand, and I don't think it can even be more frustrating actually in the end because you fail, even on the tablet, you fail to make a D, and yeah, I think that's. I don't like these apps. That's also the crayon thing. I don't see the real purpose. I don't know if you have tried it or if you've seen it in real life with real children trying this, but.
I haven't tried them, but my teacher suggest me to to present them.
So she has tried them?
Yes, she has tried. She works in the therapy with some of these applications.
And they work quite well. Because that would be the interesting part, I guess, to see how it really works and how, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I might be too critical. Also, the labyrinth thing, I don't see how dysgraphia people would benefit from that.
Well, actually, dysgraphia is regarded as a disorder coming from a minimal brain damage. And this minimal brain damage actually impacts on the prerequisites of writing. So, improving eye-hand coordination and phonological awareness, stuff like this, can improve writing and reading.
So, generally, everything you do, like.
Not everything you do. You need to design. It's just a special program for this kind of requisites.
I just had one question while I raised it on the back channel about where is the difference between assistive technologies and personal learning environment? In the meaning, we all learn in a different way, and yeah, is there any line so where we can say, okay, that's still the personal learning environment or assistive technology? So is there any border? Because you showed Evernote, for instance.
Yes.
I don't know how many million people are using Evernote. A lot of them, I suppose.
I I don't hear about Evernote since I made this project. I didn't use Evernote.
Maybe there's no strict border. So
That's my point.
Fluent, maybe. So, yeah.
That's what I guess. That's the reason I asked. I guess there is no strict border, and I guess it's also very good in this way. We should even underline it that everybody should use the tool that he or she would like to use.
Absolutely, that he is already used.
Exactly. And to introduce a tool like a tablet, if the person is not used to it, might be a huge challenge for the person and not helpful for the person. To somehow break this person out of the environment. That's what I mean. But if the person is already familiar with it, of course use it. Well, there are only short one. Actually, it's even down to. Oh, wait, it's 10. No, it's 8. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have a break. Maybe. At till 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30. Yeah, 11:30. Yeah.
Make it 11:15 maybe?
Yeah, well, if you don't mind, because start earlier with the 11:15 would be okay for you?
Yeah, maybe for the next presentation.
Yes.